There is a moment in every man's life when the noise fades and the stillness speaks. In that silence, you are confronted with a question far sharper than any sword. How will you live? Will you cling to comfort, to the easy path, or will you embrace the way, unyielding, unforgiving, but pure? Listen closely, because the answer you give to this question shapes everything. To live by the way is to walk a path that many fear, but only a few understand. It is not a path marked by the approval of others, nor by fleeting pleasures. It is carved by discipline, honesty, and the relentless pursuit of your true self. And when the final breath comes, you will not only have lived, you will have lived without regret. This is the essence of existence, to take every step with purpose, every action with intent, so that when you face the end, you can smile, knowing you did not betray your own spirit. Live by the way, die without regret. This is the promise I make to you today. To walk the way is to understand that life is not a series of moments to be wasted, but a battlefield where every second counts. The world will try to distract you. Promises of ease, whispers of comfort, the lure of shortcuts. But know this, the way does not bend for convenience. It demands your full presence, your unwavering commitment. Each day, each challenge, each failure is an opportunity to sharpen your resolve. To live by the way means to face your fears head-on, not to run from them. It means choosing what is difficult because it is right, not what is easy because it is tempting. The true warrior does not hesitate when the moment demands action. He moves forward with clarity and conviction, knowing that hesitation is the enemy of victory. So ask yourself, are you willing to live with such intensity, with such purpose, to embrace the struggle as the forge of your character? Because only then can you stand tall and say, I have lived fully, I have no regrets. Regret is the shadow that follows those who choose comfort over courage, who surrender to fear rather than face it. It is the bitter taste left behind when we realize we did not fight for what mattered most, our dreams, our values, our very soul. But the way teaches us to banish that shadow, to walk in the light of deliberate action. To live by the way is to accept that mistakes will come, that failure is not defeat but a necessary step on the path to mastery. Do not waste your energy on what cannot be changed. Instead, cultivate the spirit of a warrior who learns, adapts, and grows stronger with every fall. When the day ends, when your story is told, you will look back not with sorrow, but with pride. Pride in knowing that you faced life on your terms, that you lived with honor, and that you refused to let fear dictate your fate. This is the path to dying without regret, by living so fiercely, so authentically, that nothing is left undone. Living by the way means embracing discipline as your closest ally. Discipline is not a burden, but the very sword that cuts through distraction and doubt. It is the steady rhythm behind every great achievement, the silent force that transforms dreams into reality. Without discipline, intentions remain wishes, and wishes dissolve into the haze of forgetfulness. To master discipline is to master yourself, your mind, your body, your spirit. It means waking up each day with purpose, even when the world begs you to rest or stray. It means pushing forward when every fiber of your being screams for ease. This is the edge upon which victory is balanced. Not talent, not luck, but the relentless commitment to show up, to act, to persevere. Live by this principle and you build a life that no regret can touch, a legacy forged in the fires of will. When the time comes to leave this world, you will know you have fought well, not against others, but against the weakest parts of yourself. That is true victory. To live by the way is to embrace the solitude that sharpens the soul. It is in the quiet moments, away from the clamor of the crowd, that your true self reveals its strength and purpose. The world may seek to drown you in noise and distraction, but the warrior understands the power of stillness. In silence you listen, not just with your ears, but with your heart and mind. You confront your doubts, your fears, and your desires with clarity and honesty. This solitude is not loneliness. It is communion with the deepest part of your being. It is where you forge your path, free from the influence of others' expectations and judgments. To live by the way is to trust in this inner guidance, to follow it even when the path is steep and uncertain. And when you do, you carry with you a peace that no external chaos can shake. This peace is the shield that guards against regret, for it is born from a life lived true to oneself. In the end, it is this unshakable conviction that will allow you to face death with dignity, knowing you walked your own way, untethered and unafraid. There is no victory in denying who you are, no honor in wearing a mask for the approval of others. To live by the way is to strip away pretense and face the world with raw authenticity. It is a declaration that you will not be a shadow of someone else's expectations, but a force shaped by your own values and vision. The temptation to conform is powerful, but it is also a trap, a slow death of the spirit. Courage is required to stand alone, to be misunderstood, even to be rejected. But this courage is the fire that fuels greatness. It molds you into a person who moves through life with clarity, refusing to be swayed by fleeting trends or the fickle opinions of the crowd. Each decision, each step taken with integrity, is a stone laid in the foundation of a regret-free life. When you live with such conviction, the final moment is not feared but welcomed, for you have lived on your own terms, fought your own battles, and walked your own way. And that is the highest form of freedom. The path of the way is not smooth, nor is it forgiving. It demands that you face hardship with eyes wide open and a heart unyielding. Comfort and safety are illusions that many chase, but the true warrior knows they are fleeting and fragile. To live by the way is to embrace the struggle itself as the greatest teacher. Each wound, each setback, each moment of doubt is a lesson carved deep into the fabric of your being. It is in these trials that you discover your strength, your resilience, and your purpose. Do not shy away from the difficult choices or the lonely roads, for they are the ones that lead to a life without regret. When you surrender to the way, you accept that pain and failure are not enemies, but companions on the journey to mastery. So meet every challenge with fierce determination, knowing that every step forward, no matter how small, brings you closer to the ultimate victory, a life lived fully, honestly, and without regret. To live by the way is to honor time as your most precious ally. Time is relentless. It does not pause or turn back. Each moment wasted is a moment lost forever, never to be reclaimed. The wise do not squander this gift on idle distractions or empty pleasures. Instead, they move with intention, knowing that every breath is an opportunity to shape their destiny. Do not wait for the perfect conditions, for they will never arrive. The way calls for action now, decisive, purposeful, unhesitating. You must seize the day, for it is the only currency you truly own. Fill your life with deeds that matter, with efforts that stretch your limits and sharpen your spirit. When the final hour comes, you will stand unshaken, free from the weight of what if and if only. You will have lived as one who respects time, who understands that to waste a moment is to betray the very essence of life. Live now, live fully, and die without regret. The way is not a destination, but a constant journey. One that requires vigilance and humility. Pride and arrogance are the thieves that steal peace and cloud judgment. To live by the way is to recognize your own flaws without despair, to confront your weaknesses without excuse. This honesty is the foundation of true strength. The greatest warriors are those who accept that they do not know everything, who are always ready to learn, to adapt, and to grow. This openness does not weaken you. It sharpens your mind like the finest blade. It prepares you for the unpredictability of life, the battles yet to come. So do not be afraid to acknowledge where you fall short. Instead, use that knowledge to fuel your relentless pursuit of improvement. To die without regret is not to claim perfection, but to claim the courage to face yourself honestly every day until your last breath. This is the essence of the way. True mastery of the way lies in the balance between action and stillness. There will be moments when the world demands swift, decisive movement, when hesitation spells disaster. And there will be moments when patience, observation, and restraint are the greatest weapons you possess. To live by the way is to develop the wisdom to know which moment is which. It is to cultivate a mind as fluid and sharp as water, capable of adapting to every situation without losing its core. The fool rushes in without thought. The wise waits and strikes with precision. This balance is the rhythm of life itself. The pulse that beats in every heartbeat, every breath, every step. When you live in harmony with this rhythm, your actions become inevitable, your purpose undeniable. You become a force that cannot be stopped, not because of sheer strength alone, but because of clarity and grace. Walk this way, and when the end comes, you will stand calm, knowing you move through life with perfect intention. To live by the way is to embrace impermanence, not as a curse, but as the very truth that gives life meaning. Everything changes, nothing lasts forever. Mountains erode, rivers shift course, and even the strongest warriors fall to time. This reality is not a source of fear, but of liberation. When you understand that nothing is permanent, you learn to cherish each moment, to grasp its value with fierce gratitude. You stop clinging to what is lost or what might be, and instead focus on what is. This breath, this step, this fight. The way teaches you to flow like the wind, to accept change with open arms, and to meet the unknown with courage. It is this acceptance that frees you from regret, for you do not waste energy resisting the inevitable. You live fully in the present, aware that your time is limited and precious, and when your journey ends, you do so with the peace of one who understood the dance of life and death, who lived with open eyes and an unburdened heart. Now, as you stand at the edge of your own journey, remember this. Living by the way is not a burden. It is the greatest gift you can give yourself. It is the fire that burns away doubt, the light that guides you through the darkest nights, the steel that shapes your spirit into something unbreakable. You were not born to drift aimlessly or to live a life half fulfilled. You were born to face every challenge with courage, to rise every time you fall, and to hold your head high even when the world tries to push you down. The path is never easy. It will test you, it will hurt you, and it will demand everything you have. But in giving your all, you discover something greater than success or failure. You discover yourself. You find a strength that no hardship can erase and a peace that no chaos can disturb. So, live boldly, live honestly, live with such fierce determination that when your final moment comes, you can look back without a single whisper of regret. Know that you fought for your dreams, for your values, for the truth inside your heart. You lived not just to exist, but to conquer your own limitations and to inspire others by the fire of your example. Death is not the enemy, it is simply the final step of a life fully embraced. Live by the way. Die without regret. This is the legacy worth leaving. This is the victory that begins within you.